tomorrow. Hold on tight, shine a light, make it right. Fight for tomorrow with all your might. Keep the faith in the night, in the night. Possibly for a cause so true, sacrifice made for the red, white, and blue. Fight for tomorrow. Hold on tight, shine a light, make it right. Fight for tomorrow with all your might. Keep the faith in the night. We won't give up, we won't back down. Stand together in every town. Whoa. Fight for tomorrow. Hold on tight, shine a light, make it right. Fight for tomorrow with all your might. Keep the faith in the night, in the night.
DC Intel. Stay ahead with real-time breaking news and intelligence updates from around the nation. Your trusted source for reliable and insightful information.
You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to DC Intel, your go-to source for breaking news and intelligence updates from around the nation. Stay informed with the latest developments, insightful analyses, and comprehensive coverage of key events. Follow us to never miss an important story and join the conversation on what's happening in our country. Together, let's stay ahead of the news.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be. Keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing. And always have the courage to be yourself.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But from today and from the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable. We're going to make it affordable. So as much as you can, do something that you love, work hard, and never, ever give up, and you're going to be tremendously successful. Tremendously successful. Thank you. God bless our military. God bless the memory of the fallen. God bless our Gold Star families. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC.
Hey there, it's your favorite president. You need to be listening to my friend DC. He's a trusted source and won't lead you astray.
Thank you for listening to You Host DC, your trusted source for intel and news.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hello, 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 America. We are live once again, broadcasting out of the studio, out of Gotham. You can call me Batman today. I feel good today. It's good to be an American, right? We got a lot of stuff going on in America, good old America, and we're going to discuss it all today. Let's see here. Let's get going here. Let me pull up my chat here, see who all's in the house here. We got quite a few popping in here today. Let's see here. Yep, let's go. Hello, Wallace, North Carolina. Good to see you in the house today. Hello, DC from Willow Spring, North Carolina. Good morning from South Carolina. Hello from Sylacauga, Alabama. All righty. Texas in the house. Hey, DC and Patriots. Thank you so much, Enforcer, for what you do for us here at the EIOBN network. Polar, Georgia. Good morning, brother. California representative. All right. Hello from North Louisiana, Tuscaloosa, Alabama again. Good afternoon, DC from Kansas City, Missouri. Cartersville, Georgia in the house. Hey, hey, hey from Pennsylvania. DC, you're a great man. Thank you so much. Hello and hello from Reedy, West Virginia. Let's see here. Hi, DC, Northwest Ohio in the house. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much. Watching from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. Rose is in the house. Kentucky's back in the house. Hello. I thought it was odd that all four Fox News were wearing black. Let's see here. Hello from St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Hello, DC and Patriots from Pam from Lenore City, Tennessee. Hello from Carol from Beaufort, Georgia. Springfield, Missouri in the house. Hello, all from Wisconsin, Wisco. DC sent an email regarding. Yes, I got that. Hey, DC, we win from RC and EC in Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you so much for what you guys do. Loyal listeners there. Thank you so much. Everybody count on them. Hello from Augusta, Arkansas. Hello from Mississippi. Hello from Port Charlotte, Florida. Hey, everyone. It's a great day to be an American. Big show. Hey, that was DC Intel. Hey, hello from Great Bend, Kansas. Okay. Checking in from Bedford, Virginia. Thank you, DC. Thank you so much. Fairhaven, Massachusetts. Hello, DC and everyone from the great state of Florida. Central Missouri in the house. Elk City, Oklahoma in the house. Howdy from Amite, Louisiana. DC, given that the president has multiple golf courses in Florida, is it possible that someone had every course knowing who's going to play on Sunday? Just thinking about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a second. Let's see here. Hello, all. Hi, DC from Statesville, North Carolina. Love your show. Thank you so much. Hello from Mid Missouri. Happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. It's Dina, Georgia, or GA from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Send me some cheese, please. Hello, DC from Tennessee. We are flooded everywhere in coastal eastern. We're trying to dry out. All right. As long as you made it, that's all that matters. Hello, Patriots. Kansas here. Thank you so much. Thank you, DC. DC from Carson City, Michigan. Hello, DC from North Florida. Hello from South Oregon. Bainbridge, Georgia. Ohio in the house. Rogue River, Oregon in the house. Hey, hello, DC and Patriots. Sick but here. All right, Ethel. Well, hopefully you get feeling better. Let's see here. Hello from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Thank you, DC, for telling the truth and joy. Absolutely. Do the best we can. What's up? What's up, brother from Kenmore, Kentucky. Hey, how you doing? What's up, DC? Arkansas in the house. I work from home now after getting terminated from my 15 years of trauma care at the hospital, and I look forward to hearing from DC daily. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Hopefully it can help you in some way. Hello from Kentucky. Just shared to 25 people. Well, thank you so much. Always informative, appreciative of you, DC, from Zeeland, Michigan. Let's see here. DC, what time do you do your Get report? Hello from Green Cave Springs, Florida. We were supposed to do the Gitmo twice already, and we've had other things to pop up, and then plus also different national security things that popped up. So we postponed that, and I'll let everybody know when we're going to jump on that again. Hello from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Thanks for all you do. Iowa in the house. Pulaski, Ohio in the house. Mar-a-Lago, okay. Hello from Hannibal, Missouri. Stuart, Virginia in the house. I watched Two Body Language this night. Yes. And we actually covered that about a week ago on that. And I told everybody, yeah, I'll try to go do that. Okay, Batman. Yep, that's right. I wish I had that money, right? That he had. See, hi from Canada, hold it, Lake, Pennsylvania. Okay. Minnesota in the house. Leroy, Michigan in the house. Oklahoma in the house. Springfield, Missouri in the house. Hello, Batman. Austin, Texas. Girls are here. All right, girls. Let's get this party started, right? Winter Haven, Florida in the house. Markel, Texas in the house. Hello, Patriots from Titusville, Pennsylvania. Good morning from soggy Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Muskogee, Oklahoma in the house. Vancouver watching. Thank you so much. Julie from South Carolina. Huge thumbs up button, please. Yes. Paradise, Texas in the house. Karen from Cartersville, Georgia in the house. Hello, DC from West Tennessee with you. Hey, DC from Hutchinson, Kansas. My pastor was talking last night and said it was an inside deal. Same as you think. Absolutely, Jeffrey. Tell your pastor that he needs to listen to me a little bit. He may not like some of the stuff I say, but because my mouth gets ahead of me sometimes, but hey, it's all good. We're all on the same team. We have an amazing God. Keep praising him. Absolutely. Virginia Beach in the house. Northport, Florida. Dayton, Ohio. Checking in Patty from Port Charlotte, Florida. Duncan, Oklahoma in the house. Thank you, Billy. Thanks for all you do. College Station, Texas. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania in the house. Hey, DC, glad for watching today. Thank you so much. Good afternoon from Oklahoma City. Hey, DC, for all you do. Greenville, Michigan. Lisa from Indiana. I'm new here and getting hooked. Awesome. We have a lot of good content. We have a lot of good stuff that we actually break on this show. So you're tuned into the right place. Hello from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Rainsville, Alabama. Thank you so much. Is P. Diddy the first arrest that we're waiting for? We're going to dive into all that here in just a second. Good afternoon from Georgia, Maiden, North Carolina, and we love you. Thank you so much. Sullivan, Indiana. Pennsylvania in the house. Hey, DC from North Alabama. DC, you're awesome. No intel like you do. Thank you so much. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So much happening today. Absolutely. Dundalk, Maryland. Know exactly where that's at. Hey, from Lebanon, Tennessee, home of Cracker Barrel. Yeah, good stuff there. Love your show, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you so much. Hey, Wisco in here. MC had a golf course. Yep, we're going to talk about that. Western Arizona here. Let's see here. East Tennessee, Oklahoma in the house. Cookeville, Tennessee in the house. Let's see here. Oklahoma in the house. I'm just going through. Hey, another pager from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Let's see here. Clinton, Tennessee, listening and praying. Listening from my desk in Mississippi. Hello, DC and Patriots. Hang in there. I'll be listening for a few minutes and have a board meeting soon. Catch the replay. All right, Harley, check. You do that. And have a great day. Hello from Indiana. Jasper, Tennessee in the house. Virginia Beach in the house. Eden, North Carolina. Jefferson City in here. Okay, let's see. Austin in the house. London, New London, Texas in the house. Indiana in the house. Glad I found your show. We're glad that you found it too. We're on here every day from 1 until 2:30ish. And you can catch us live. Or you can watch the replay on YouTube, Rumble, or Locals. Highland Village, Texas in the house. I don't know if I said it, but Ringgold, Georgia in the house. Good old Ringgold. ADC watching from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And he said he's watching. So those of you that are at home, want to watch it on your TV, you can go to your search bar, put in Rumble, and download the Rumble app and put in DC Intel Live, and boom, you can watch us live on your TV at home. It's like sitting right there doing the interviews and stuff in your house, right? Hey, DC, thank you for what you do from Winston-Salem. Guardian there. Awesome. Hello from Hello, West Tennessee in the house. Awesome. Thank you so much for your information. Okay. New viewer from London, Texas. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. I'm sure that you'll enjoy the show. Morristown, Tennessee. Hello from Kentucky. Moses from Lake Washington. See, Lisa, Largo, Florida. Bedford, Virginia. And I'm going to have withdrawals the week that you're gone. Did download radio. Well, here's the good thing. Because the supporters that are supporting the station, we have finally picked up a way for me to do my stuff remote. So the good news is I will be out of town. I will be on the road doing what I do, and we'll stay connected. Don't that sound great? All right. So now that we got that done, if there's anybody else I missed, I am so sorry. More people will come in, and they're just still coming in, and I'll try to grab everybody listening from Bedford, Virginia. Kansas, appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, Wetumpka, Alabama. All right, I'm going to start. So anyways, we got a lot of stuff going on. A couple people brought up a couple different things about Trump, P. Diddy, all that stuff. So we're going to touch on a lot of different things today. I actually have a really, I believe it's a really good show here. Because what's going to happen here today is going to be sort of like a couple weeks ago when we was talking about the, oh man, all the stuff is just going on, with the, Department of Justice chief, spilling his guts and just trying to get in the girl's pants and all that stuff. And, and we just kept on and on and on and just spilling his beans about them framing Trump. So that's going to be good. But today's going to be different because of this. There's not one other radio station host. There's not one other talk radio. There is no one. And I'm telling you, there is no one, not one in this nation that's going to give you today what I'm going to give you. And I'm telling you, I told you all from the very beginning, this radio station is about intel. This show is about intel, about breaking intel. It's about facts and all these things. But I'm going to give you some different ways to look at some things here today. Let's see here. Howell, Michigan came in the house here. Sorry if I get Victoria, British Columbia, Canada there. All right. So let's do this real quick here. Let's talk about the Trump thing real quick here. That way we can get this out of the way. Because what I got for you is just really good. So yesterday we went over the whole thing with Trump was shot and how that went down. Since then, you got Ron DeSantis. He's saying that the state of Florida will be conducting its own investigation regarding the attempted assassination of Trump. And I saw I actually recorded it, but I don't think I'm going to play it. But of him actually saying that the American people deserves to know the truth. Hello, Asheville, Ohio, and Ocala, Florida. By him saying that, he actually put a target upon him. Because there is no way that they want the American people to know the truth of what's going on. And by him doing that, he knows, here's the thing, he knows what's going on. If he was to give custody of this guy to the Secret Service, or if he gave it to Secret Service, they'd turn him over to the FBI. And if he just give him straight to the FBI, we all know that all that is crooked. It's crooked. And before anyone comes in the chat and says, yeah, but I saw yesterday that the head of the Secret Service came on and he said that they've done everything and everything. It's total bull crap. Okay. It's total bull crap. I don't buy it for 2 seconds. But the reason why Ron DeSantis is doing this is because of the fact that if he was to turn custody of this guy over to the FBI, it would vanish like a fart in the wind. Be gone. It'd be gone. This guy would end up disappearing. or he'd end up suiciding himself. And because they do not want live walking witnesses, or even that, just people that can implicate other people. That's why they're doing this. And the other thing is this, is the sheriff's department and all them that arrested this guy, the FBI and all them cannot come in and supersede your sheriff's department. Just so you know that, guys. If they ever come to your door, call the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department will run them right off. Yep, it's two different law enforcement agencies, but you know what? They can't do what they've been doing. But he's doing this because of the fact is just that he wants to the bottom of it, and I hope they actually get to the bottom of it and get it released prior to anyone suiciding themselves or something else happening. The other thing that I was wanting to talk to you about was this. So yesterday we talked about the drones. We talked about how they caught the guy, all that stuff. Let's go back to the first assassination attempt. Okay. The first assassination attempt. I'll let y'all refresh your memory real quick. Think about that. In that first assassination attempt, what happened was, for the first time, CNN showed up to broadcast it live. Okay. Now I'm going to tie something together for you here that you're not going to hear probably anywhere else. But you got CNN that shows up. They do the, Trump gets shot in the ear, all that goes down. And of course, CNN is live there to be there. Never again have they showed back up to anything. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about going to the any of his parties or any of his get-togethers, campaign stuff. They don't care about that. It's all fake news. But they never show up to nothing, but they were there for that day. Now, let's fast forward to this past week. Trump is on a golf course. And of course, the Secret Service, I saw the head of the Secret Service saying that Trump made a call just to stop and play there. No one knew, no one could prepare, none of that stuff. That may be true. But you cannot pass the buck for not protecting a presidential asset, period. The other thing is this, and I went back and I looked and I've seen the footage and I also have a screenshot of it in front of me from where I took it. So Trump is playing golf, and about 10 to 15 minutes prior to him being shot at, MSNBC is live there. They're doing a little thing. They're filming Trump out there on the golf course. Okay? Now, CNN had not covered anything of Trump's rallies or live until Butler, right? Remember that? But now MSNBC is now filming Trump playing golf out there at this golf course. What are the odds of CNN and MSNBC being at the same place where Trump gets shot at? But they're never at nothing else. What are the odds, and we talked about this yesterday, what are the odds of Trump, a high level presidential candidate and former president, not having enough protection? And not only that, the first guy that pulled off the shot, of course, it was Secret Service, supposedly, or whoever. At this point, it don't even matter. But the boy on the roof, he pops off a shot at Trump, and then they take him out. Okay, that's the story that we're told. I know the truth, but that's the story we're told. But then, in this scenario, now listen, I want you to listen carefully. The statements that we're giving from the Secret Service are this. They spotted a subject. They spotted the barrel of a gun sitting through the fence. And they waited once again for someone to pull the trigger before they engaged. I'm going to tell you something right now. Donald Trump better get his own loyal detail, because as much as I don't care how many times they climb on the news and say we've done everything we can and we need more resources, they're full of crap. They're full of crap, because you don't let assets walk around like that non-protected. And then two, you don't. When in history has the secret had this many missteps? Tell me that. How many times in history has the Secret Service had this many mishaps, and twice a president or a future president, former president, current commander in chief can be shot at? I will tell you this: whoever these snipers are, they're following orders, and the orders are to stand down until a shot is fired. And I have never known any kind of Secret Service snipers or even law enforcement snipers that will wait for someone to take off a shot. If you have a hostage situation and you have the moment to take a shot, you take his head off his daggone shoulders. And for the Secret Service to see the barrel of a gun sticking through a fence and not even react? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? And to beat all that, you got MSNBC. What are the chances? Because it's all tied together. You want to know how corrupt it is? I'm showing you how corrupt it is. I'm telling you how corrupt it is. It isn't just Secret Service. It isn't just FBI. We've been, from the 2016, we've been told that the news is fake, that they feed us crap, and it's all tied together. And we're seeing it, and it's proof now to the American people. And people that don't want to see it, oh no, that could never, no, I just don't believe that. Then you're blind, and I'm sorry, you're partially dumb. Because it's just not a coincidence. It's just not. If they put the SEAL team, if the SEAL team was protecting him, there would be a barrel of a gun still sitting through the fence and the guy's forehead all over the back of a bush and on the fence. I'm telling you, they don't care. But like I said, it's going to take a lot of. If Donald Trump, and they're going to try it again, they're not done. If Donald Trump does not, if he gets shot at again, and if he gets shot at again, or if something like this happens again, I cannot blame no more the Secret Service or the news or anybody. I must blame Donald Trump for not changing his detail and for not changing these things. One of the things Donald Trump put on his True Social was 0-2, which means you haven't killed me out of 2 shots. Pride comes before a great fall. That scares me. There's nothing wrong with joking a little bit, but man, chill out a little bit. He's my guy. He's my guy. But you still got to chill out a little bit. MSNBC is propaganda? Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. So, but anyways, my thing is, what are the chances of them being there out of all this stuff? And the other thing is this. I pulled up a video this morning. I did a screenshot of it also. And I told you yesterday, Sean Hannity was supposed to be out there on the golf course with him, and then at the last moment canceled on him. And then Donald Trump was pretty ticked over it. And I said, I just don't trust Sean Hannity. I don't care if he's a New Yorker. I don't care if he's been best buds with Donald Trump. People can be bought off and people can turn, especially if their families are threatened. I'm not saying his are. I'm just making a statement. But get this. I had a bad feeling. After the debate. And at the debate, Sean Hannity walks up, smiling at everybody. And then the camera pulls away and he's standing there with California's Gavin Newsom. They're buds too. Birds with feathers flock together. I don't trust Sean Hannity. I don't trust him. My personal feeling is he is bought off. I'm going to play something real quick here. And this is Ron DeSantis talking about the shooter.
Palm Beach County. Today, I'm signing an executive order assigning the case involving the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump to the Office of Statewide Prosecutor under the supervision of Attorney General Ashley Moody. The suspect, Ron Ralph, is believed to have committed state law violations across multiple judicial circuits in the state. Palm Beach Judicial Circuit, the Judicial Circuit including Martin County, as well as perhaps the Judicial Circuit represented by Broward County. Also, the state of Florida has jurisdiction over the most serious, straightforward offense, which is attempted murder. I've directed state agencies to move expeditiously and to provide full transparency to the public. In my judgment, it's not in the best interest of our state or our nation to have the same federal agencies that are seeking to prosecute Donald Trump leading this investigation, especially when the most serious, straightforward offense constitutes a violation of state law, but not federal law. In addition to holding the suspect accountable, the public deserves to know the truth about how this assassination came to be. And I've directed all state agencies to work expeditiously to be able to uncover the truth in addition to holding this suspect accountable. We are going to hear from some folks that will be involved in this, starting with our Attorney General, Ashley Moody.
All right. So you heard it there. It's for the people, for the people. And it needs to be, it does need to be done. Bongino would be the best. Yeah, he's trustworthy. Bongino is trustworthy. And, like I said, I'm tired of hearing about this stuff. And if it happens again, it can't be nobody else's fault but Trump's, because he's got to change it. He's the only one that can gripe and complain and fix the problem. Let's see, I saw a video of JD Vance laughing with Obama. Yep. I've told you from day one, I didn't like JD Vance. I still think JD Vance at some point will be replaced, and it will be RFK that we put in there. JD, when they ask him, they've asked him several times. I've seen the videos of them asking him the news. Hey, you have a response over to Trump's, the shooting? He don't say nothing, smiles and walks on. That tells me that he's not loyal to who he's with. And if you can't be loyal, here's the thing. If you can't be loyal in anything, then you're done. You need to be gone. Let's see here. So yeah, that's my take on that today. And like I told you when the shooting happened, let's give it a day, see what happens, see what comes out. We'll see all that. I'm going to play you something real quick here. I want to jump ship here. This is something. Well, if you remember that Kamala had said that we had no active troops and all that. Now, I want you to hear something here. I want you to hear this.
Our fact checkers found that to be false, and I have a lot of experience in that area as well. There are currently 900 U.S. military personnel in Syria, 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq. All have been under regular threat from drones and missiles for months. We also have action in the Red Sea. We also, every single day, the Navy SEALs, Delta Forces, special operators can be part of any sort of deadly raid. So why would she make that claim?
Well, I think what's important here, Mark.
Okay, stop. Before I play this, I want you to listen to this answer, because this is a Kamala Harris answer. Okay, so you ask Kamala Harris, ask her, okay, you've said that you're from Indian descent. You said at the same time that you're African American, and then you said you had a little bit of Latino. You said, and then her response is always this. So I was born, my parent, I mean, it's all over the place. Now, this is someone that's representing her, okay? This is ABC given their response to what this question was. And I want you to hear her response, because, my God, it sounds just like Kamala.
I think what's important here, Martha, is that Kamala Harris, in contrast to Donald Trump, demonstrated herself to be commander-in-chief. We are in a world where there are all sorts of conflicts, and it's all the more reason we need somebody who's serious.
Stop. She didn't ask that. She didn't ask anything about that. She didn't ask for a political sound piece. What she said was it was fact checked that she was wrong. Now, instead of owning up to it and saying, yeah, we probably were wrong, we need to correct that, they want to say, oh, well, in contrast to Donald Trump. I mean, seriously, this has nothing to do with the daggone question.
And who supports the military. And just remember,
but Governor, excuse me, but she said there is not one member of the United States military who is an active duty in a combat zone. That is not true. You say she demonstrated her ability to be commander in chief, but did she not know about these people in Syria and Iraq? Why would she say that?
Look, that was a comment. That was a comment in a debate. I think the point that she was trying to make was a broader point.
Okay, let me just tell you what she's trying to say. Let me just do this. I'm sorry. The Democratic Party sucks, okay? And the Democratic Party, what they do is they put this stuff out. They cannot give answers. They give scenarios, and all they can do is ask a daggone question. And after they ask the question, it goes on to, well, in contrast, we ain't talking about contrast. We're talking about she lied. She lied. And not only that, they don't want to be held accountable. And if you want to go further than that, I've said this the other day and I'll continue to say it. She gets on this debate and she says when he's going back and forth with her and they're talking about what they've done. And she's saying, well, you've done this with Russia. And, blah, blah, blah. And he says something back to her and she says, I will tell you this. I went to Ukraine and I sat down with Zelensky and I took classified documents and I talked with him and I showed him things and to give him the upper hand with Russia. That's called treason. It's treason. And I'm telling you, you give a little bit of time, that witch is going to go to Gitmo. It's called treason. She did it live on TV. Don't you think for 5 seconds, if you believe in God, great. If you don't, you need to. But don't you think for 5 seconds, God is going to let all these people get by with what they've been doing? He will let them have such a twisted mind because they want it that way. But he will let them operate in such a twisted mindset that they will get on national TV and rat themselves out and rat their party out. We just got to have leaders in that's ready to jump in and grab hold of that stuff and prosecute them. That's the problem. The problem now is not them telling on themselves. The problem is getting them prosecuted. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me how this. I mean, you let Donald Trump get on there and say something like that, and yeah. So anyway, those of you that are loyal listeners, you know that when it comes to the Democratic Party, when it comes to Joe Biden, when it comes to Kamala Harris, it comes to Jesse Jackson, when it comes to the amazing racist Al Sharpton, that I'll slice and dice them all day long because they're worthless pieces of crap. So anyway, moving on. Another story I want to touch base with you. I thought this is absolutely brilliant. Israel, if you haven't heard Israel, they're freaking smart. They're just smart. What they did was Israel launches one of the largest attacks on Lebanon in history and destroys cellular devices used by Hezbollah. What they did is they put explosive devices in pagers and in phones and all that stuff. And the crazy thing is there's a video here. Let's see. I don't know if I can let y'all hear it here. Let's see. And the video I've got here is it's I mean, honestly, I think it's hilarious because it's such a smart but sneaky way to get the enemy. And who the heck still uses pagers, for God's sakes? Oh, terrorists do, because what? They're masterminds. Yeah, they're mastermind. They strap that bomb to their chest and they go into the store and they blow it up because they don't like the fruit. Are you serious? Come on. But anyways, still using pagers. So that noise you just heard was a bunch of terrorists standing around at a fruit stand. And at one push of a button, Israel ignites all the pagers at one time. It's daggone brilliant. I mean, what a lesson in warfare. Unbelievable. I love it. I love the fact that they do that. I wish America would get that smart with some of this stuff and do it. One other thing here before we jump into our big deal. Those of you who don't know, but there's a guy, his name's Chris Bauer. He's actually a jiu-jitsu champion. He comes to New York City, gets off his airplane, comes in, goes to check in his hotel, and here comes a migrant that grabs him by the arm and tries to take his wallet. And he says, I want your money. You're going to give it to me for me and my son and my family. I'm going to take it from you. Well, this guy, he's a jiu-jitsu champion, okay? So in the entranceway of the hotel, the migrant meets the floor. And not only that, he just sits on him and holds him down and telling him, you're not going to take my money, this, that, because I'm waiting for the police. Welcome to America, migrants, where we will kick your ass and send you home. We're not going to put up with it. Not going to put up with it. Not going to happen. Like I said the other day, you come to America, I played you the audio of it in New York City, where the migrant lady is sitting there griping at the whatever you want to call it, and it's over that stuff, welfare, whatever you want to call it out there. And the migrant lady is griping at these people on the panel saying, we've come to America and all you've given us is 2 months of free rent. And all you've given us is these food cards and these other gift cards, things that we can use. And now that the 2 months is up, you know, you are going to have to do more for us. You're going to have to do more. Because one, now that we're living in a shelter, our kids don't like those living conditions. And on top of that, you all don't eat the kind of food that we eat, and we don't like that either. You're not coming alongside and treating us the way we expect to be treated. Welcome to America, where you must work a job. Welcome to America, where you got to pay bills. Welcome to frickin' America, migrants. And welcome to America when you grab someone, a patriot, or you grab someone that is a self-defense champion, for God's sakes, and you grab them and you try to steal from them. You try to steal from me, I promise you, I'm breaking your hands. That's it. You try to steal from me, you won't steal twice. Because if I send a loud message, if a migrant comes and tries to steal from me, and he's trying to steal my water, I promise you, I can do a lot with my hands, but I promise you, he'll never steal again from me. And he probably won't steal from anybody else because he'll go around telling his migrant friends, hey, don't be stealing from these people because these people are crazy. They'll break your hands. They'll break your fingers. And welcome to America. Also, America, where you can actually be a star, sing music, rape little children, sex trafficking. Y'all have heard about it, right? Federal agents, USA Damian Williams earlier this evening, federal agents yesterday arrested Sean Combs based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern Department of New York. It's been unsealed already. And let me pull it up here and I'm going to play you something here. And then I'm telling you guys, it's going to be big. Just hang tight here.
This morning, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is under arrest. Federal agents with Homeland Security investigations taking him into custody at a hotel in Midtown Manhattan following a nearly year-long investigation into human trafficking. Diddy's attorney says we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution. Federal prosecutors say the charges will be...
Okay. I'm not going to go on anymore there. What I am going to do, we're going to do a show a little different today. What I am going to do is I'm about ready to take a station break. It's early, but it's okay. Because what I'm about to bring you next is massive, okay? It's big. hang tight. Let me pull this up here. Sorry. Hang tight. Don't everybody get antsy. Don't everybody leave, because I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss when I come back. It's going to be big. Okay? We'll be right back.
You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Hey, everybody. It's DC, and today I want to talk to you about Birch Gold Group. And we recently had some monumental news that no one else is actually talking about. And for the first time ever, the interest the U.S. pays on its debt surpassed every individual budget item except Social Security. And that's right. The U.S. Now spends more on interest than on national defense or even Medicare. And it's only getting worse as big government continues to spend recklessly. And that's why savvy Americans are turning turning to gold, and something not tied to the inflated dollar is what it is. And you too can help, can do this with the help of Birch Gold Group. And for over 20 years, Birch Gold Group has helped tens of thousands of Americans protect their retirement and savings by converting on IRA or the 401k into an IRA in gold. To learn more, go to birchgold.com/rumble, birchgold.com/rumble, and get a free, no obligation information kit on diversifying your retirement into a gold IRA. Birch Gold has earned a A+ rating with the BBB and thousands of happy customers. Protect your IRA or your 401k. If you want to do that, go to birchgold/rumble and get your free information kit on gold today. I wanted to say one thing here. On behalf of Rumble, I'm grateful for that, but I want to encourage you, the audience that's listening, to download the Rumble app. That way you get the notifications every time that we go live. And also when you do that, be sure you follow us, and it will help remind you, when we do go live. And also, the app is available everywhere for TV. It's available for TVs also. So make sure you download the Rumble app. Once you download it, you search for my channel, DC Intel. It'll pop up, and follow the channel directly on that app. This will make sure that you get a notification every time that we go live, and keeps you informed. And also, if you click on the link in the description or the pinned live chat to download the Rumble app, actually on your phone also, it's free to do that. And if you prefer to watch us on a big screen, which is pretty cool, we are also available now on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, LG, and Samsung TVs. All you need to do is just search for Rumble. Once you get that, download it, search for DC Live, and every time it'll be on your big screen. All right, we're back. Let's see here. Harley chick, I'm trying. A lot of good stuff here. All right, I'm gonna play one more thing, and this next thing we'll play this and move to the good stuff, right? So here we go.
Media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
All right. So I'm going to break it down for you. He's a piece of crap. Everybody's known for a long time. I've seen the videos of him actually, the girl leaving the hotel because he was abusing her, and he actually ran down the hallway before she could get on the elevator, grabs her, knocks her down, and drags her down the hallway by the hair of her head. And trust me, when I saw that, I mean, no patience for that. No patience. So anyways, I told you it's going to be good. Those of you that, I'm looking at your chat here. Okay. Good to see you, Forest City, Arkansas. Yep. Okay. Dalton, Georgia, in house. All right. So I told you it's going to be big. It's going to be big. So today, like I said, you're never going to hear this. You will not hear this on any other station or anything. This is exclusively to DC. Okay. I told you guys I'm going to bring you intel and good stuff. So here we go. Okay. So this big story with Diddy. Everybody's seeing it. Everything. The one thing you're not going to hear is someone that was not on this show. And I'm telling you, like live right now. We're live, right? I've got one of his girlfriends here, ex-girlfriends here, sitting right next to me. And she's going to talk a little bit. It's okay if I say that, right? Okay. You scoot a little bit closer to the mic there. And she's going to tell you just a little bit about some of this stuff. And just about his history and just, anyways. So I'll let you lead out a little bit there. Go ahead.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Just wherever you feel comfortable.
So I met him in beginning of 1996, in Detroit, where I'm from. I met him. I seen him in the club several times because I was chasing a singing career, and so in Detroit, you already know that there are multiple facets of things that we do in Detroit. Hair is a big deal, and musical talent is a big deal all over Detroit. And so I would do these clubs on the weekends. And so he started coming to these clubs, sitting in VIP. And this particular club, which is in the Gratiot and 8 Mile area, the Rave, I believe it's closed now, DC. But he would frequent there because there was a lot of talent coming out of there. I'm going to say this, M has performed there. DMX has performed there, and some as well as a 3-girl group that I'm not going to say who they are, but one of them is no longer here on earth. They performed there as well. And some other, just to give you some background of the knowledge of this type of club. So I would perform there, and then leave. I would do a set and I would leave. And so after about a month of seeing him, he approached me. We talked for a long time. And then from that point on, we just automatically started dating. With him, it's not, I was young. I was in my early 20s, naive. With him, it's not, he's not asking you to date. You just automatically know you're going to date him.
So you automatically become his girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Automatically kind of thing. Because he's spending the money on you. He's buying you furs. And I want to say this. I met him when he first dropped when he came out with his first commercial, CD or whatever you want to call it, called Nobody Can Hold Me Down. And he had great plans for me. I was excited about it. All the things that he was going to do. He was going to make me a star. All the things that I wanted. And so, but I also had a child. And so his thing was he actually asked me to give up my child for him. Now, some people may know that Kim Porter's son, he took from his father. He paid him off, but he paid him off a little bit, but he paid him off really with lies and blackmail because he had recordings of sexual things that happened. And he said, if you don't want this to come out, erase your name. You never just come and see him again, and things like Kim Porter's son's father. And so, so he really had my head kind of wrapped, and he was showing me what he could do and everything. And he would go back and forth from Detroit in his yellow Porsche to New York or California. And so eventually as time moved on, I did stay with him. He would just constantly remind me, okay, you're going to have to give him up. You're going to have to give him up. And so he started coming to Detroit. And it's this hotel called Book Cadillac. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say
you
that.
can say it.
The book Cadillac, they would have after hours parties, and some of these parties he paid for. Before he started paying for them, there were already people in high seats having these types of parties. Girls, boys, girls, young boys. I don't know how young they were because they look like adults, but nobody at that time was under 18. But you had very distinguished people and high places that were there, and a lot of these people look very exotic, meaning they look like they were Brazilian and all these types of things. And so eventually he started going to having those same parties because he started knowing them. So the one thing I want to say is really important: if you're at this party, that means you want to get done.
Right.
For those that don't understand what getting done means, that means you're willing to do sexually whatever they wanted to do to you. Some of it was for pay and some of it was just for pleasure because that's the type of thing you like. I remember him telling them that I was off limits, that I wasn't there for that I was his girl. And, and so we would frequent these parties and it just got kind of out of hand. And so I started noticing that, they were getting younger. So when I say younger, I'm going to say, 15, 16. They may have been younger than that. I just, once you put makeup on and all this other stuff, who knows?
Of goofiness like what we're seeing come out today.
I saw it when in retrospect, because hindsight is 2020. When I look back now, when I think about all the things that's going on now with him, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it doesn't surprise you then?
No, it does not. It does not surprise me. And it's such a big, even I'm going to tell you somebody else that was there who's in prison right now. R. Kelly was there. And the sad part about it is that he wasn't really old enough he was younger because I'm older than him.
Right.
He was really young. But he was tall for his age. And he was just getting in the music industry with the other young ladies that I didn't mention who they were and some other people. So it was kind of like the thing to do. If you want to make it, this is the story lines that he was, feeding other artists and, it just kind of blurred lines. So when I look back, yeah, of course, when you see little kids running around, you're thinking it belongs to the club owners and whatever. You don't really know what's going on.
Right.
But the thing that really I finally just left him alone when one day he held me up against my wall. He had his hand on my chest against my wall in my kitchen. And he said, "What are you gonna do? I'm not coming back here again. Give that little up."
No, go ahead and say it.
Oh, give that little nigger up.
Okay.
And it's funny, he said little nigga because my son is biracial, so that was funny. Get that little nigga up or I'm out of here. I'm not taking care of nobody's motherfucking kids. So we had a little, we had a little thing, a little argument, and I pushed him off me and I commanded him to leave. But before that, in between all of that, at the book Cadillac, it was beginning. He couldn't control it. He was very, very controlling. He's very, very controlling. So he couldn't control the money. He couldn't control who came in. He couldn't control who left. So he started asking me to have parties at my house because I had a large house at what would be considered large at that time. I had a large house. So he started asking me to have parties at his house because he could control at my house because he could control it. I only had like 2 of the parties because I did not realize that the parties was going to be what they were. It was like a strip club in my house where my son slept.
Right.
They, and it was hard to watch everybody. And he said it was okay. I didn't want anybody in my son's room. I had an upstairs, like an attic, but it was finished. And there were people up there doing things. They would sneak up there. And I just only had 2 of them. And then after that, he wanted to have another one. And then he turned it to, "You gonna have to give up your son. This is so I ended that. I ended that relationship. And true to his word, no, he did not come back. He stopped, he he was still calling me, but I when I would know at him because didn't have caller ID, then I would just hang up because I wasn't, he had started to get, more than what I wanted,
Right.
in a relationship.
So outside of that, let me ask you this. Of course, everybody knows, I know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. A lot of people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody knows, is going to continue to see not only Diddy go down, but probably Usher and a ton of others that have been involved in this sex trafficking and all this.
Right.
And let me say this, for those that have heard me before, you're going to hear me again. I have told you over and over, and you can verify this if you want to or not. I don't care. But I've told you guys, the listeners, over and over, that you're going to have some large churches, pastors, that are going to fall.
Yes.
You're going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to tell you again why. Because they have associated themselves with people like Diddy, have been to his parties, Big Bottom Jakes, or whatever the heck they want to call him. These people are going to go down. They are all on video. Kim Clement said, embarrassing moments are going to come in the Democratic Party, in the Republican Party, and everywhere else. When it comes out, people are going to be so embarrassed of what they've done, they're going to pay for it. But when you start having these great, big, huge churches that have taken millions, and I preach to you guys all the time, and you can verify this, that millions and millions and millions of dollars go into orphanages and other things. And a lot of this has been sex trafficking. Because how would Diddy, and we're going to jump on this here in a second, and can you stick around just a few minutes?
I can.
Okay.
I can.
So with this whole thing with Diddy coming down, someone emailed me this morning and asked me something. I said, now I can talk about what I know, because some things you can't talk about because it's at risk. You're putting people at risk. And plus you don't want to jeopardize a investigation. But this goes in a whole lot deeper than just, hey, I'm throwing money in the offering plate and we're going to support this orphanage. We're going to support this cause, whatever. We're going to put a well in Africa or whatever. It goes deeper than that, because in these indictments, it talks about how Diddy would bring children from other countries here, underage children, for the self-gratification of their parties or whatever. And it is, and of course you were talking about, but it's amazing how these parties have grown into something so disgusting.
Sadistic.
Absolutely.
Very sadistic.
Absolutely. And you're going to see now, I have told you all. I told you, we're going to see it. You're going to see these large churches, a lot of them, not every one of them, but you're going to see a lot of them come down. Why? Not because they're guilty by association. They're guilty because they're on video in these parties. Diddy had hidden cameras everywhere, filmed everything. That's why he yanked the girl's hair and wouldn't let her leave the hotel and everything else. Because she was, a couple of the girls that Diddy had around him was actually giving stuff to the FBI. And videos, if you remember that big old hoopla not too long ago with the cell phones, the thumb drives, all that stuff, they're going down. But when you were involved with him, everybody that has some sort of dysfunction, if you want to call it, it comes from somewhere. Where do you think Diddy's dysfunction started?
From his mother. Absolutely, from his mother.
Okay.
His mother is such a puppeteer. A lot of people don't know that. His mother is such a puppeteer. And I remember around 99, 98, 99. So this is like basically at the end of the relationship. Let's see. So no, it was way before that, because when he dropped his first CD, let me go back. I only had the one son. So he dropped it in 96. He and I were together in 93, 94, 95, right there, right before I met my husband and my ex-husband. And so, but I remember in 90, but I knew I had heard all the music. I knew what it was going to be. You know, it takes time to get those things together, you know, to release stuff. I remember it was so much stuff out about his mom, because by this time he had blew up so fast, and he had already started dating or trying to date J-Lo, because he's tried more than once. He had already started trying to date models. His mom, I remember being with him, and his mom would control his phone calls. She would control his phone, because there were cell phones then. Right. She would control his cell phones. She would call, because I think the beepers were still out there. Right. She would call the numbers back on his beeper. So she would call me all the time and ask me what I wanted. His mom used to have parties, private parties. And that's where he got it from. I don't know for sure. This is just my opinion, but right. I believe he was molested in one of those parties. Right. And his mom took it and used it for financial gain, right. And then showed him how to use it for financial gain, because every female, every woman that he ever dated, he has something on. Mm-hmm. He has photos. Right. He has videos. So that's where I believe where it started, and it just got worse and worse. And there's I know we talked about the churches, but there is a producer who's well known, a Black, African American producer, mm-hmm. who's also going to be, we love all his movies and his plays. He's going to be a part of this when all of this comes out.
Right, from Atlanta, Georgia. Right.
Yeah, from Atlanta, Georgia.
Right. And that's we've kind of discussed that on the show before, but he's part, and I think that
he's a great part of this.
Yeah, and that's if Diddy doesn't suicide himself before all this stuff.
Right, because one thing about him, I would say this: he does not handle stress well, mm-hmm. at all. So suiciding himself would not even surprise me, because right. Once now live your life the way you want to live it, but once the transgender stuff come out, once the stuff come out about him dressing in women's mm-hmm. undergarments and things like that, to remember all of this, wow, then he's gonna really, because he used to like to dress up like that. I'm sure he still does dress up like that in private. So, and that's one of the things he would do at the house party that I said that I had for him 2 times. So it's a lot of things will come out about him, as you were saying, DC.
And so with this stuff coming out, in the indictments, and then plus everything being unsealed, and we're going to find out even more and more. But I with the Atlanta guy, mm-hmm. also y'all know who he is. Mm-hmm. He dresses up like a woman, does movies, right?
Right.
And then also that one, he's tied to oh gosh, what's her name? Oprah. Tied to Oprah. Mm-hmm. Oprah, Obama.
TD Jakes is tied.
TD Jakes is tied. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are tied. They're tied. So here's the thing: if you think just the political world is getting ready to be shaken up, you're very wrong. It's going to be the political and the religious world, because I believe everything that Diddy has, video, audio, mm-hmm. pictures. We know of the when they would bring in new artists and stuff like that, how they would bring them in and put the hood over them, bring them in. They'd go through a little ritual and then put them in a different room and make them do sexual acts and different things, and they would video it. Mm-hmm. And not only that, they would use it to blackmail them if they didn't do what they was wanting to do. Right. It's a fact. It ain't a conspiracy theory. It's just a fact, guys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's one reason why Justin Bieber pulled away from Usher and everybody else, because they were messing with him.
Yeah. Oh, he absolutely was being molested, or attempted to be molested. The weird thing, I want to say this, the weird thing about Sean Combs is this. He and I were never sexually intimate all that time, but he always wanted me to watch him be intimate with somebody else.
Right.
And it was disturbing. It was disturbing. The imbalance in his mind,
Sure.
So with everything, there is so much more that's going to come, that's going to shock people, because he's going to eventually got to turn over the list,
right?
The black book.
But it's already, and the thing is it's already been done. That's what I'm saying. They're going to hang him out to dry. We know that. But at the same time, if he has any type of anything within him that wants to fight, he's going to rat him out.
Yes, he is.
He's going to rat him out.
He is.
Every religious leader that's been to his parties, everybody that's, I don't even have words for it. It's disgusting. It's nothing new. We've been talking about it for a long time, but people go, "Oh, I don't believe that. Just don't believe that." Somebody put in there Clive Davis. Absolutely. Clive Davis. It goes, and here's the thing is, if you think it's just, when you realize how much gospel industry is wrapped up into the secular industry, especially in with these rap artists and these companies, it's going to shock you. And maybe it won't shock you. Some of you have already known about some of this stuff. We'll talk about who's been Gitmo'd at a later time, because even though someone's been Gitmo'd, their name is still going to be exposed out there. And I believe that we are at not only are we at, I believe we're at a point in our country and in our nation, and at a time in history when God himself is saying, "Hey, I'm doing a purge."
Yes,
I am doing a purge. And by doing a purge, I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to reveal it.
The weed and tear effect.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
So getting back to P. Diddy. So did you ever experience any kind of, and I know some of the stuff you said, but did you ever experience any kind of sexual assaults from him?
Well, there were certain names, and I'm going to say this name because he's gone. They called him the Burger King Kingpin. LeVan Hawkins, he had a lot of tight-knit people, judges, councilmen that he hung out with quite a bit. Right. He owned several Burger Kings. That's why they called him the Kingpin. But he really was sort of a gangster type of guy. Right. I believe he had come from that life, and he used that money to begin to purchase Burger Kings and things. Well, he hung out at the rave, because that's what those parties are called, raves. He hung out at the raves, and which means he also, because you got to remember, Sean Combs was very young when he started this thing, so he was older. So the weirder you can get, you hang around weird people, and they'll show you how weird that this thing can really get.
Right.
And so at one night, because I only had the party twice at my house, he and another gentleman, he actually was a judge. He's also passed now. He was a judge. They were so adamant in wanting to be sexual with me.
Okay, let me stop you here real quick.
Yeah.
So I want my listeners to hear that. You hear this? We're talking business people. We're talking judges that are in. Go ahead.
Judges, lawyers, high-ranking police officers, FBI agents. It was the whole nine. I mean, it was, because you had to have a certain amount of money to be there. You couldn't just be there, because you would have to put your money, the way my house was designed. You would have to put the money to enter the party. Remember those old milk chutes they used to have? That some of the homes still got them, because they're still around. Right. You would have to put the the money in there. And the way that he knew that you belong there is because he had a certain amount that was written down. And when you slide that in, that he knew that was you. If you want to give up your code, that was on you. But you would have to slide the money in the milk chute first before you could come in. And so, also there were a few high-ranking drug dealers that were there, but I don't know how they found out.
Right.
But these two were so adamant about me, as I called it, so adamant about me playing reindeer games. But he wasn't, again, like I said, we never was sexually intimate. He just liked me to watch. It was weird. And so
it's pervert.
Yeah, because I'm not a voyeur.
Right.
So and so after a while, when the party just got, all the people, you can't possibly watch everybody. Later on that night, I'm gonna say around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I think the party was over about 1. Because I'm just like, okay, these people gotta go. This is too much. So I think I'm gonna say 2 days later, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, someone's standing over my bed. And this is what he was saying. I'm not gonna hurt you. The voice sounded familiar. You know how you play it back in your mind? It's like the voice sound familiar. I'm not gonna hurt you. But you know what this is. So, and that means I'm not gonna hurt you. Give me what I want. I'm here for sex. I want it, give it here. So let's just do this and get it over with. So I said to the person, because in my mind I'm thinking, I know this voice. But in my mind I'm thinking, okay, in order to get out of this and live, you got to try to play along with it, because a lot of times a psychologist and psychiatrist will tell you a lot of times that your victimizer, they just want to victimize you. There's a small percentage that are, mentally ill. But most of them just want to victimize you and they will leave. So you have to play the game sometimes along with them, do what they say. Hopefully you can't see them. He put a black, like a pillowcase. I'm going to call it a pillowcase, but it wasn't as big as a pillowcase, over my head, and proceeded to victimize me. And so I said to him, if you're going to do this, put a condom on. I asked him, if you're gonna do this, put a condom on. At least do that. Just don't, do that and don't put a condom on. And so I reached over in my nightstand to get a condom, because at that time I wasn't, perfect. I'm not perfect now, but I definitely wasn't perfect then. Right. I reached over in my nightstand to get a condom. He grabbed my hand and he said no. And this is why I know it was someone from the party, because he said, I watched you all night at that party and I could not have you. So that's how I figured it was the party that I had with Sean 2 nights prior. And so he victimized me, and I did call the police, but because I couldn't see his face, because again, he had my face covered up with something. It was I know it was black, but it was black and it was a little bit smaller than a pillowcase. So, I believe that, and the weirdest thing is, he was victimizing me, but someone else was in the room.
Right.
So someone was watching. I can't for sure say it was Sean watching, because he's weird like that. Or was it LaVan Hawkins and one of his people, or just one of his people? But yeah, I definitely. And the other thing is once I noticed I could never get the contracts I wanted. I felt like he blackballed me a little bit in the music industry, because I could never get my stuff finished.
Right.
In Michigan. Never could get my stuff finished.
So pretty much, your experience with that was, you're just, at this point, it almost, to me, it would be like, after all that, I'd be like, I'm not interested in a record deal at this point. I'm not, if this is what it's about, then my sanity and my family is worth more.
Absolutely. That's why I didn't give up my son for him. I did not, turn over my rights, because that's what he was asking. Turn
Sure.
your rights over.
Right. And it's amazing how many people in the industry have given up children, family members, freedom, everything, just to say that they're a recording artist or
And
be
many
supported.
sacrifices. You
Absolutely.
see, many have really made their children sacrifices, have given them to someone for a record deal. They're
Right.
young girls, they're young boys, sexually assaulted for a record deal that may never happen.
Right.
Because Sean made many promises that within those 2 years he could have fulfilled,
Right.
but it never came to fruition. So it really was just all about the lies anyway for him.
Right.
Even then, again, his mother was a puppeteer. She had a lot to do. She ran a lot of his life in the first 5 years of him producing and all those other things.
Right. It's crazy to me. I mean, it's crazy, and I'm sure. Well, I know this for a fact, but there's hundreds, if not thousands, of other women in the same boat that's singing the same song today about
Right.
P. Diddy, going, "Hey, hey," and I'm sure some of them are looking back, going, "Man, I'm being vindicated a little bit
Right.
by this coming out,
Absolutely.
because what's done in the dark will be brought to the light." Right.
Right.
So now he's been what he was doing in the corners of the houses and all that stuff has now been shouted from the rooftops. And I'm reading some of the comments. Takes my breath away. Yeah, it's a sad story. And the thing is there's so many people that have had good hearts, that have had, hey, I just want to sing. I have a gift. I have a sing. I want to sing. I want to do something, and they're taken advantage of. And if they're like some people, they don't agree, then they get killed in a plane crash, or their car flips over in some other country.
Right.
And all that. So it's heartbreaking to me to hear all that.
Well, his son is dealing with the same thing.
Right.
Right. His son is dealing with the same thing. And incidentally, I don't know if we're going to talk about it in this show, but his son tried to date, was after my daughter.
Oh. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And of course, I know your daughter.
Yes, you do.
She ain't gonna put up with that crap.
He was after her for 2 years at Hampton University, where
Wow.
she attended college. He was after her for 2 years. She met him. She met Sean Combs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity once to do that, and I'd already known too much. And I was like, there ain't no way. There's just no way. But yeah, the industry is just tied up with, all the way through, with the good, the bad, the ugly. We hear about it, and then a lot of people say, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. This stuff don't go on. There's no such thing as sex trafficking. There's no, I mean, I played for y'all 2 weeks ago about how they'd pulled over some trucks, and in the trucks was body parts to kids. And then also the shipment container that was starting to smell, and they opened it up, and it was a shipping container completely full of children's body parts, heads, bodies, torsos, legs.
Wow.
And it was being shipped out to some other, being shipped out to some other country somewhere. It's horrible. And that's what bothers me. I see a semi flying down the road. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder what they're carrying, or even in these shipment containers that go out and come in. Of course, we know Epstein Island was a big, huge sex trafficking deal and all that, which is just crazy. It's just the fact that it continues on in America. But we're finding out more of what goes on. But I appreciate you today coming in and talking to me, and
oh, you're welcome,
and doing
Thank
this.
you for having me.
Absolutely, and it's great for our listeners. We're always talking about politics and different things, but I always like to talk on different stories. But I wanted to bring something in here that was always called boots on the ground, but someone I'd rather hear firsthand and third hand.
Right. The horse's mouth.
Right, exactly. Not that you're a horse.
Right, but I understand. But your listeners can track these, not necessarily track my story, but can track those stories if they like. They can just Google old girlfriends, and you will see the pattern that we've said that those that are willing to talk.
And those that are still alive.
Yeah, and those that are still alive. You can track the pattern of him and the things that I'm saying, you know, from his mother and all the other stuff that are not afraid to speak against him.
Right.
And see the evil that's really behind the black,
right,
behind the shades.
One of our listeners typed in here that it's pure satanic, and we know that it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely satanic. If you knew the rituals they go through,
yeah,
and the stuff that they do, it's just absolutely demonic. But you'll still have those on the side that go, "Oh, that's impossible. This is America. We don't do that stuff." You'd be totally shocked at what goes on in America.
All the cannibalism and stuff.
Absolutely. Of course, now I saw a thing earlier of in Dallas, Texas, where there's migrants down there was taking pigeons and ripping their head. I got a picture of it, and even got a video of it, ripping the heads off the pigeons. And they asked him, said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're marinating." So they were pouring something down the necks of the pigeons, and calling it marinating. And of course, we've been going on back and forth with Springfield, Ohio, and the migrants that are coming in everywhere, and how they're eating dogs and cats. And I even saw a video yesterday of someone in their backyard of their house. They took a video of their neighbor had a dog and had its fur ripped off of it and had it on a stick and had it over a fire. It was someone's pet. It's disgusting. So that's the levels of demonic stuff in America. And the reason why I believe we see that is because America has taken the back seat to God.
Yes.
Or put God on the back seat. And then also we've put so many things forward.
Idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is idolatry.
There's a lot of people in here saying, "Thank you so much for speaking out." Someone else, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the truth."
You're welcome.
And we do appreciate you coming in here and talking. And we'll get you back sometime and to do some more stuff. And it's all good. I'm going to play you something real quick here. And just to kind of give you the older folks that used to really listen to radio, this will strike a nerve with you a little bit, a good nerve.
The rest of the story. 12-year-old Randy was lying on the kitchen floor, shuddering and flailing, his eyes rolled back. It was supposed to be a case of petit mal epilepsy that Randy had, a mild one, but as Mama Ruth gazed down in horror, she realized this was something more. Nervously, she glanced out the kitchen window. The snowflakes were big as teacups. The wind was picking up, a blizzard was brewing, and Randy, oblivious in his seizure, kept flailing. Somewhere, Mama Ruth had heard of a home remedy for such emergencies. A thimbleful of laundry bluing, she spilled it into the boy's mouth with no result. She turned to 8-year-old James, clutching him at the shoulders. This was very important, she told him, as calmly as she could. He must put on his snowshoes and run to Mr. Fortelka's store and ask somebody to call the doctor. Well, James, eyes wide, nodded quickly, scrambled for the door. Glancing back at Randy, he could see the blue liquid trickling from his lips. A moment later, James was gone, dashing out across the farm fields through knee-deep snow, praying that Randy would be all right. The two had been reared as brothers. No one was closer to James than Randy. And now, for all the little boy knew, he was the only thing that stood between his best friend and death. It was a mile to Mr. Fortelka's store. When James got there, he tried to explain that Randy was sick, maybe even dying, needed a doctor right away. He tried, but the words would not come out. All that would come out of James was a straining sound, as though the words were piling up behind a locked door, trying to batter their way out, but they could not. Mr. Fortelka, bewildered, nonetheless knew the matter with James. The child was a stutterer. He had stuttered ever since the family moved to Michigan. In fact, he had begun to withdraw on account of his impediment, had been all but completely mute for years. In school, the teachers accommodated him. Classmates remarkably tolerant, did not even laugh. But meanwhile, on that snowy evening at Mr. Fortelka's store, inside James himself, a war was waging, a battle between what he knew he must say and whatever it was that prevented him from saying it. And then, finally, the words won, and painfully one at a time, they struggled into the light, combining to comprise the all-important message that Randy is sick, called the doctor. Mr. Fortelka called the doctor. Randy got the right medicine. He did recover. But for James, the stutter stayed. Even after emerging from his cocoon of virtual silence several years later, he continued to speak with great difficulty. And unless he's cautious in his utterances, he stutters to this day. Although you would never imagine such a thing. For the child who spent his childhood at a loss for words, one day was to earn his living with words. And thus did he make the world forget that interminable time when mere talking was all but impossible. For you know the once tied tongue as an articulate and precise machine accompanying a golden, inimitable voice, a sorcerer conjuring all manner of imagery with immaculate diction, a magnificent instrument which for 4 decades has wrought everything from Shakespeare to Darth Vader. For its master, the master of the words, the master you know as James Earl Jones. Only now you know the rest of the story.
All right. We love Paul Harvey. Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Yeah. Human trafficking. Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Went over a little bit, but it's okay. Hopefully those will catch the replay. This is just, and it is just the tip of the iceberg. That's what someone said. Just the tip of it. This is a tip of it. And I will tell you this. A lot of these people that have had this stuff done to them, they are coming out and talking. But the reason why a lot don't come out is because they don't trust the law enforcement that's interviewing them. So anyways, hope you have a great day. That was Paul Harvey talking. Somebody asked me that. Anyway, happy Tuesday. Have a great day. Stay safe. Love each other. Hit like, share. Check website eIOBN.com. If you're not a guardian there, a guardian is someone who helps us financially each month, $10 a month or more. And go to eIOBN.com and help us spread this message and continue on. Y'all have a great day. DC out.
In every town. Whoa. Fight for tomorrow.